Welcome back to another video. My name's Chase. This is my garage. Behind me, my 1979 Oldsmobile Custom Cruiser Station Wagon with a fresh Duramax diesel engine. If you haven't watched the other videos yet, go check those out. At least watch my very first video and the previous video. As of the previous video, you'll see this drivetrain is officially in the car. You'll notice today, I got something on the front. What is that? The core support, and it fits beautifully with everything else. Still lots of space. Now that's not in there permanent right now. I just put it in because I knew it would look cool, and it does. So this lets me visualize what I gotta do next. I for sure have to get another radiator. I already told you that. The one from the truck was busted up, broken, can't reuse it. Even if I did, unfortunately I don't think it would have fit in this space allotted. So I'm gonna work on finding a custom radiator that actually is gonna have the inlet and outlet both on the driver's side if I can. I think I already got an idea of what I'm gonna get, because we got water hose here and the water pump here. On the truck, the bottom would have worked its way to the passenger side inlet or outlet, and this would have just came to the top. Well, obviously we're not in a truck anymore, so if I don't have to route extra hosing over that way, I'm going to try not to. So Griffin makes a radiator that looks like it might work for me. I have to take some more measurements and see if I can get that to fit in this space. Once the radiator's in there, I shouldn't have a problem. I gotta quit saying I shouldn't have a problem, but I'll need to figure out AC condenser situation. Am I gonna use the one from the truck? Probably, if it fits. Am I gonna use power steering cooler from the truck? Probably, if it fits. It's small enough, I should be able to stuff it somewhere. Transmission cooler, same thing. I could use the one, no, I couldn't use the one from the truck. What happened to that? I don't remember. I have a transmission cooler that I'm probably going to take out of the Camaro. I already said that in another video, so I'll steal this transmission cooler probably. Space, assuming I have space. And because it is a pretty large cooler that I have in here, if it doesn't fit up front, I might be able to just put the trans cooler towards the back of the car, and I'll replace the Camaro's cooler later. Power steering cooler, did I just say that? Don't know, whatever. Power steering cooler, also small enough, I think I can fit in here. Now if I could find a radiator that has a built-in cooler with it, I could put power, maybe the power steering to it at least. We'll see. And the intercooler, I know I said the truck's intercooler I'm gonna make fit. I don't think I'm gonna make it fit. I had it up here last night, yesterday, a couple days ago, whatever. I kind of set it up front, I kind of held it up. I might show you a little bit later in the video of what that might have looked like. I'm convinced I can still stuff it in there, but after having the core support on, I don't know if I can stuff it in there like I'd like to. But on the topic of intercooler, look what I found at our local swap meet this weekend. I found this 3-inch intercooler kit. It's got a couple different tubings in here. 45 degree, 45. I think that's a 90 in there. Comes with some boots, a bunch of different sizes, straights, 45s, 90s. Maybe it's not 45s, just 90s. And then it even has all the clamps in it. 2 bags, I believe. Yep, 2 bags of clamps. I'm not really sure. Oops, that's okay, it's in plastic. Not really sure what brand this is. I really don't care, because a kit, I think he's got it listed as a 32-piece kit. A 32-piece kit on Amazon or whatever, eBay, it's still going for at least 150 bucks minimal, up to 200, 250 bucks new, depending on a brand or whatever. So I think I made out pretty good on this for 65 bucks. This is, I don't know, I didn't even really look too close yet. This is the first time I really am getting into it. This looks like a stainless. I don't think it's aluminum. Let's see. It might be stainless because the camera ain't picking up. There's a mark down in there that kind of looks like a rusty mark. I don't know. We'll see. I know stainless doesn't rust, but it does. It's also, let's see. It's not magnetic, so it's either a form of stainless or something. Whatever, 65 bucks, I think that's a pretty good deal. So that'll get me started at least on whatever I'm gonna have to do for an intercooler. And if any of these don't work, I have the tubing. I can just cut it, make it fit, whether it's stainless or aluminum. I can weld it back together to where I need it to go. And I'll already have, I guess I'll probably have to get some type of reducer boot, because that's yeah, much too big for the turbo. I don't even know, I think it's 3" on the intercooler. Now you got me curious. Even if it's not 3" I don't think it's gonna hurt to use 3". Whatever, I got tubing, I'm gonna use it. So another big update as we walk towards the back of the car. Oh, there's no wheel on here. What's up with that? Well, as of yesterday, Friday, July the 17th, I have a rear end ordered. They took my money already, so I guess it's official. So this thing is measured left and right, back and forth, every single dingle measurement that they might need, whatever. So from my initial phone call with Quick Performance, I don't remember if I already said it in another video. If I did, cool. If I didn't, here it is again. I had to measure everything to a rough degree of mounting surface to mounting surface, control arm bracket location, spring location. I had to measure pinion offset, so that's the center of the pinion to the mounting surface on either side, so that tells them where the pinion is going to sit. In this case, it is a centered pinion, centered in the car pinion location. This rear end with the drums on it is 64.5 inches wide, and from my suspicions, yes, that is standard. Then standard, that is wider than your standard rear end for a B body car. So again, B body would have been like a Caprice or an Impala. At this time, even though it's still considered in that B body family, the full size station wagon of course does have a wider rear end than those other two. Same thing, I couldn't use like a G body rear end. It might bolt in, but it's going to be way too narrow. I'm pretty sure that's not going to work with where control arms need to go, so I don't plan on doing anything fancy with the control arms. At very minimal, I don't want to, but I'll get new bushings, or if I do get new control arms, they're probably just going to be some type of heim joint setup, which whatever I gotta do to make this new rear end fit. The new rear end, it is a Ford inspired 9" rear end, similar to what I have in my Camaro. The Camaro did not come from Quick Performance, that came from trick chassis. So this rear end, like the Camaro, is going to be fully braced inside and out. It's going to have internal gussets. The thicker wall axle tubes, full back brace along the back. Might be a little overkill, but it's also not, because you got to remember it's going to be behind a little over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. Possibly 1,200 foot-pounds of torque. I don't 100% know yet. I'm not a diesel guy, but I know anytime you turn that knob and make the horsepower go up, the torque's going to go up just as much or more. So that'll be fun. So that's the update on that. From what I've read, hopefully this rear end is a 2 to 3 week turnaround time. Now, I understand now this is a custom build, so it might take a little bit longer. That's fine. I guess I'm not 100% ready for it. So I do need to work on taking out the rear end. I don't know if that's going to be this video or maybe next video, because I kind of planned on today just working on taking off the front accessory drive here. This thing's still recording? Yes. So take the core support off, just wiggle it out because it's not bolted in, it's just sitting there. I'm gonna move that out of the way. We'll work on starting taking whatever I can off the front here, because we're gonna have to go check alternators, whatever else needs checked, I don't know. Clean up anything behind the drive, so if I can get any dirt or whatever scraped out of there, I'll do that. And then once at least this half of the accessory drive is off, I'll have a little more access to over here, and I can kind of work on that steering shaft to see where that needs to go. Maybe I can do what I need to do once that, at least that pump's out of the way, and that alternator maybe. I got the front of the engine stripped down as much as I feel comfortable with doing without having to look up what stuff is. I have no clue what any of this is over here, but I know if you take this cap off, there is like fuel, so I believe this has something to do with the fuel system, because it goes down to whatever this is. There's a little hose here going back into here and wherever else after that, I don't know. But I don't want to just take that off just yet before I look up what it is or what it does, if I can take it off safely without whatever. Off camera, I also blew out everything, blowgun, all the little cracks and corners, dust, dirt, leaves, nuts and shells and stuff that the critters have gotten in there over the years of sitting. So all that's down here. I got stuff in this little crate underneath, alternators and the pulleys and whatnot. All that's probably getting replaced. The clutch, fan clutch stuff, probably okay to reuse. Power steering, hopefully okay to use. AC compressor, hopefully okay to use. Hopefully alternators are okay as well, because, you know, the least amount of money I gotta spend, the better, I guess. It shouldn't be that hard to change if I ever did need to. This seems fairly straightforward. I'm debating on taking off this water pump stuff because I'm not 100% sure. I really need to look up some videos or books or diagrams or something. Whatever, this front pulley doesn't seem to want to just come off. I think from what I've read, I got to take off these. It's all like a bracket piece. Behind here is like a gear, because everything on this is gear driven. And then this is your water pump. And somehow this connects over to here, I think. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know how much more I'm going to keep taking off. Really, I don't know why I'm taking off. Well, I do know why, because I needed to take off the pulleys anyways. But take it off, clean it up. I might paint some of it while it's off. We'll see. I know there's like sensors back here. Again, I don't know what they're for. I got to look into it still. There's a sensor back here. There's a sensor back here. There's this little rubber line back here that I'm probably gonna change. That's another thing. I'm gonna change all the rubber hoses on this, but I gotta figure out like that. I know that's a coolant hose, and I know it goes back somewhere, and it looks like it hooks to somewhere on the turbo. So I need to just make a list of hose sizes and this and that. Like this is, I know, a vacuum hose. It goes to the turbo stuff. So you can't use the same type of hose for each application. I can't just use a fuel hose for a coolant line because fuel hose isn't made for coolant. It's not good for the fuel hose. I don't think can handle like the glycol or nitrate or whatever they put in it. And then like vice versa, coolant hose isn't supposed to be used for fuel. If I was to use the fuel hose for the coolant, it's probably just going to swell up and have other problems. I might as well put the right thing on the first time. So I might try to find some type of like silicone hose around that size, because I think silicone would be okay to use across the board everywhere. Well, at least for the coolant lines, because I try to look it up and I can't really seem to find part numbers or whatever for some of these pre-bent hoses. So I'm probably going to end up making my own hoses somehow, some way. Another coolant hose at the top that I've cut. This is some type of, I don't know, it goes from valve cover to over to wherever this is that goes into that. This is some type of blow off tube. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. You know, this is a very big learning experience because I have never dealt with any type of diesel engine. So I know it's very similar to the gasoline stuff, but it might even be considered a little simpler some cases, but I don't know. We'll get through this. So as we figure out what we're taking off this engine next, I might as well do something productive so I'm not just sitting here looking at the thing. I'm gonna get all my jack stands out and start working on figuring out how I'm gonna put them under the car, where I'm gonna put them under the car. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. When the car was in the storage unit still, I had jack stands under the front of the frame right behind the wheel here, and I believe I had them right in front. I think I had it right in front of the back tires, but I might have also put them back here when I had the wheels off. I don't 100% remember, but I got to figure out where to put jack stands in the back, especially because if I'm going to take this rear end out, I'm going to need space to take the rear end out. And it's probably going to be easier to slide everything out through the back and out the side here than it would be forward and to the side. Either way I think works. It's off the ground enough, but I'm also going to have a backup. I'm going to have a jack up under the back bumper just in case. You never know. I should be okay. I've had it on the stands before. I've crawled all under it before while it was on stands. I don't want to get squished. We have contact. Both jack stands are touching in front of the wheel. Both jack stands are touching the rear, not bumper, but the hitch. And I kind of aggressively pushed the car back and forth, left to right, and it's not moving, so I guess we're good. Jack's off of the diff So I guess I can start taking parts off here and get this lowered and out of the car. Alright y'all, we're gonna have to put a pause to today. We got tornado sirens going on outside. I don't know if you can tell. This is running water, flowing water. The garage is starting to flood now. I got water coming in all around here. I mean, this is flowing in. It's not just coming in. This is the most I've ever seen it. It's all up coming in the carport now. This is flooding all around. The wind, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I should go inside. I need to pick things up off the floor here before I have problems. So, I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, here we are, like literally 2 minutes later. I was laying on the floor there like, I don't know, 5 minutes ago, and now the whole garage is just flooded everywhere. Almost to the very back wall, almost to the corner. I just got everything up off the floor that I could get up off the floor. I mean, we're every bit of probably, here. Camera ain't picking up. That's an inch of standing water just right there, and there's a little bit more there. The floor drain ain't draining, so I don't know. There's I guess a tornado had just started forming about 10-15 minutes away from me, so I guess I need to pack it up in here, and like I said, I guess I'll see you the next day or so. And we're back the next day. We did have a confirmed tornado touchdown about 6 minutes from the house. It literally made like a crescent shape all the way around my house, kind of like within 5 or 6 minutes. And all that kind of happened while I was laying under the car and then freaking out about the water coming in. So I didn't actually get to see any of the storm. Even if I did, the trees in my backyard kind of blocked my view of the sky. Oh well. I saw some videos. I mean, it wasn't huge, but it did enough to tear some stuff up. But we're back. Garage is dry now. The floor eventually drained. I guess I gotta get under here and pull that drain out and try to clean that out, because it probably took after 4 hours the water dropped about an inch. When it was all said and done, I did have about 2 inches of standing water in here. So that's no good. I need to get that figured out before something like that happens again. But we got a game plan to, I don't know, dig a trench or French drain or some type of way to divert the water away from the garage. So that's going to be in the works in the next couple weeks or week or whenever. But anyways, I didn't record some stuff, but I'll get you up to date real quick. I got the rear end pretty much dropped down. The springs aren't touching anymore. Last thing I got to do before I can slide everything out is take the lower control arm bolts off here. Once those are out, I can pull all this out and see what I do next. I don't know if I'm going to leave these control arms, upper and lower control arms in, or if I'm just going to get aftermarket ones once the new rear end comes in, or maybe I'll just get new bushings for these, or maybe I won't do anything and I'll just use this and bolt it back in. I don't know yet. We'll see. Springs are going to come out and put to the side. I got to get the upper bolts off the shocks. They're very hard to get to with the springs in the car, so I better go ahead and put those in while the springs are out of the way. I got another set of air shocks for it. These are air shocks from Sears, actually. They had Sears stickers. Hold up, actually I I got one of the stickers in the house in a little picture frame. I got the other, where'd I put it? Got the other here on the toolbox. Sears air adjustable shock absorber. So that's pretty neat. I'll probably clean that up a little and put that in another picture frame near the other one in the house. So just something neat from probably the 80s that was on the car. Add to its little history book. Ta-da! Look at all that room for activities. Oh. Look at all that room for activities. While all this is out, I'm probably going to go through again and just kind of clean up any surface rust that's under there. I might as well. I'm probably going to hit everything with a quick coat of paint maybe up underneath there, and some type of, not fluid film, but rust protectant, or maybe not. I'll just hit it with that Rust-Oleum again. I did a little bit on the frame while it was in the storage unit. But while everything's exposed, clean up everything. I got the confirmation email yesterday that one part of the rear end is shipping already. I don't know what part, but they ship everything in sections. So like, I'll get the housing probably last. I'll probably get axles maybe at the same time, because those are also going to be somewhat custom length. I'm going to get, I don't know, probably like a seal pack. I don't know what I'm gonna get yet. I'm gonna get a couple, probably 3 or 4 different boxes over the next, I don't know, week, 2 weeks of everything I need for the rear end. So I got a little bit of time, but obviously I don't want to waste any more time with this project. Trying to get things done before it gets cold again. And it's not going to be done, but I want to get all the bigger stuff done before it gets cold. So if winter hits, you know, I'll be able to do little things like wiring and that kind of stuff. So let me get the other spring off, get the shocks off, and we'll figure out what's next. I did forget to say, I did go ahead and cut just the parking brake cables, because even if I was to take them off, I don't think I'm going to be able to use them for the disc brake setup that's going to be on here. I also thought I'd show you what I was talking about with the shocks. They are up in there. So when the spring's in here, it's nearly impossible to get any type of ratchet or even an extension with the socket up through the spring. Yeah, I tried already. There's just no space. Okay, so not only are they harder to get to with all that stuff in there, I probably wouldn't have been able to get them out anyways, because it appears these have nuts on the back side of them. So now I gotta go find a wrench to somehow hold up here and hold still while trying to take that out at the same time. Fun. Both shocks are out. It wasn't too bad, but up here, let's see if you can kind of see it on the camera. So this part where the bushing was kind of sitting between is actually recessed in a little bit. Where the nuts were on the back side actually like sit down in a pocket. Even though this looks flat on the outer sides of it, it's not. Well, I guess it kind of is a little bit, but like on these back sides, on both sides, those were the worst ones because I couldn't just get a wrench from this side on top of this. I had to put a socket on because of how it sits down in, and I was able to get that out, but it still wasn't fun either way. But they're both out now, so that's cool. I guess that'll wrap up tonight's garage time. Tomorrow, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll do what I said and just kind of go along everything. It's really not that bad, but like there's a little bit of scaling, a little bit of surface rust up in here, as you see. I might just take the air needler tool and just go over all this and get some of this rust off and just kind of clean everything up while it's out, because you know, getting up in here with everything in here is not going to be fun. Underside where the tank goes is pretty clean. I mean, that looks like it just might need pressure washed off or power washed or something. I don't really see any other bad spots. That pretty much exposes everything now that everything's out. There's a old exhaust hanger here that might end up coming out, because more than likely I'm not going to even have it in that general area. I might, we'll see, but I'm probably not going to use that. But I'm not going to throw it away yet. I'll just put it to the side. I don't want to throw away parts until I know I'm done with the project. Dun dun dun. Look what showed up. I got box one of, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4. Brake hoses, braided brake hoses. This was quick. I mean, I placed the order, like finalized the order like 10 minutes before they closed on a Friday, and here we are on a Thursday. This showed up probably a little bit before noon today, I think. I wasn't home, but I got the email around that time. But that's pretty quick. I know this is the stuff that's already kind of pre-packaged and ready to go, so it's a little easier. But this is, or appears to be, a universal parking brake kit, because I knew I was going to cut that one. We got caliper brackets, because we have disc brakes now. I'm assuming these are calipers. Instruction kit. Wonder what else is in here. Adjusting parking brake cable. Fun. And these are rotors. Cool. Are there stickers in the box though? That's the important question. If there's no stickers, this wasn't worth it. No stickers. Not worth it. If anybody needs brake kits for you know, B body, G body, here they are, up for sale. I don't know, maybe I'll get stickers in one of the other boxes that show up. The performance industry has been slacking. The last couple times I ordered something bigger, from a performance company. I have not got stickers. I take that back. They sent me stickers when I got the computers flashed. And, I mean, okay, I guess I lied. I've gotten some stickers. But stickers are dying. Bring back stickers. I'll probably end this video here. It might be a shorter video. That's fine. The last video was very long. Not sure what we're going to record next. Like I said, I'll probably clean up the underside of this a little bit more while it's exposed. Figure out how... I got water out here. I could probably just use a water hose and spray off. I don't know if I really want to use a pressure washer inside the garage. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, there's not really anything back there that can hurt, but maybe I'll just throw a piece of plastic over the toolboxes or something and do that. Oh, I think, if I haven't said it, I think I'm gonna get one of those like sewer jet nozzle attachment things that you can put on a pressure washer, like on the hose, or I guess it'd be a hose on the end of the gun. You know what I'm talking about. But the nozzle, some of them have both a forward spraying nozzle and then it has like jets that spray backwards. I might get one that's just a backwards spray, because I think that's what like the four-wheel drive guys use when they like go to clean out the inside of their frames. And I took the air gun and I sprayed the air gun through all the frame the other day, and you know, that got a lot of stuff out, which was good. Lots of dirt and debris, and some rust scaling, but there are some heavier, bigger pieces of rust scaling in the frame still that just air alone was not getting. So, you know, Amazon has these nozzles for less than $20, but I think I'd still have to try to find out what kind of hose I can use, because I really don't want to buy a 50-foot hose if I don't have to, and that seems to be most of them. I don't know, we'll see. But that's going to end today's video. I'll see you in the next one.